Well, rockets are fake. If they're not balloons, they're something else like CGI or jets or who knows what other stuff they've come up with. Projections on sheets dangled by helicopters. Who knows? Nukes are fake. They film sunrises called a nuclear blast. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, no radioactivity, nonsense stuff there. And if it was radioactive, it wasn't from the nukes. Because there weren't nukes. So nukes fake. Rockets fake. Put them together, you get ICBMs. I have a few videos on ICBMs. It's obviously fake. If you watch my videos, it's just nonsense fake. I mean, it's fake. They don't fly that far. They're not that accurate. They don't even fire. And then what they have probably doesn't even have a payload, or if it does, it's not nuclear. So what about regular missiles? Well, regular missiles, think about how dangerous they are. It's a heat and gas explosion propelled explosive ordnance. Oh, I know they work. I know they have them, but they basically work like RPGs. Something has to be within sight, and you can shoot at it. And they're probably not that accurate. If they're even ever used for real, you're probably kind of praying that it's going to hit somewhere near the target and then blow up when it gets there. But their trajectory is kind of like every single other thing ever shot. It's ballistic. It goes up and it goes down. It goes up, 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 in an arc. It arches over. Doesn't go flat very long. Starts going down, which means not around the curve. It means down to the flat surface. And I don't think they really trust them to hit targets that are out of sight. If it's out of sight, then it needs to be guided by some kind of a plane or something. Has to follow along and guide that thing, which is what they do. In the ones where you see it actually get fired and in an uncut clip travel and then hit the target. But then you'll see when it hits the target, it doesn't even detonate in a timely manner. So this is the chase join. This is what I'm talking about. So they fire the missile and then the plane follows it. Okay? It goes up. It kind of levels out for a little bit, but it's still going in its trajectory and it's going down, down, down. And then they kind of have a cut there, I guess. And then it hits the target barely because they're guiding it with remote control. The guy in the back seat's guiding it. And it detonates after it hits the target. Bwah, bwah, bwah. And it didn't really hit the boat. It just hit the containers. It didn't even hardly do any damage. Watch. Boom. Ooh. You know. What's that gonna... Would they even notice that? They'd be like, did you guys hear something? Oh, failure. It didn't blow up. Fail. And then, you know, they have their Bluetooth connection maintained or whatever. Wouldn't be Bluetooth. Something way stronger than that. And it seemed like it was just gliding at that point. I mean, these things do not travel that far. And this idea that people have that they're heat-seeking and they can home right in on a source of heat and kind of follow the leading edge so they don't miss it and all this stuff, that's Hollywood, I think. I mean, it's possible, but I need to see it. I guess it's theoretically possible, but a lot of things are theoretically possible. Think of everything that we thought of about the space program and the rockets and all that technology that they had that they don't have. All that technology that they don't use. If they have it, they're hiding it. They're not showing it to you anyway. So these demonstrations are bogus from the beginning. But yeah, here it is in 2019, and I'm really questioning whether missiles are anything more than what they were ever in, like the V2 rockets, missiles, so-called. They call those rockets. They were ballistic. They had no idea where those things were going down. If they even really did that stuff, who knows? I mean, it's so many lies, so many lies. And I'm not really buying how these things come up out of the water fired from a submarine or whatever. That's like nonsense stuff too. Oh, those poor birds. Scared the crap out of them. They're just resting on those shipping containers. They survived. Okay, good. Wouldn't want them to die over some fake military ordinances. Yep. So, yeah, we need to look at some of these things. Yeah, ICBMs are fake as all could be. So these missiles, I think anything beyond what you see in these short clips is probably not what they make it out to be. And even what you do see in these short clips may be taking several takes to even look somewhat impressive. But then there are a lot of failures that happen. And if you just think about having an explosive propelled by explosive and carrying that around with you, how freaking dangerous that is, versus like a rail gun or a typical, a bullet shooting gun, So, or lasers, those, all that stuff would be way safer than missiles. No way, man. Think about it. And then how you guide them, or you leave it up to the missiles to guide. A guided missile, self-guided. You're putting a lot of faith and trust in something that is very iffy. So, all right. Well, I'm just raising a few questions about it, but we spend a lot of money on this stuff. We want to make sure, A, that we need it. Probably not. Syria isn't bothering us. Leave them alone. So we don't really need them that well or that badly. And then to defend ourselves, well, okay, then make sure that they actually work. Don't show me tiny, super short, highly edited clips and then a bunch of Hollywood stuff to convince me that it works, because that dog don't hunt.
Последнее? Больше не будет?
должна быть приказ. А он снимает.
Three, two, one. Weapon.
What
weapon
the
did not lead
fuck?
Position start. 5. Main stage. 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The missile was launched successfully, and the flight proceeded according to plan for some distance. During this time, the missile was stable in pitch, yaw, and roll. Then a failure occurred involving one engine. And shortly thereafter, another engine also lost power. It was therefore necessary for the range safety officer to destroy the missile by remote control. Debris from the missile fell on the test base and in the sea just offshore from the base. Nearly all critical components were recovered. These parts and data radioed to the ground during flight were studied to isolate the exact cause of the trouble. No major failure had taken place.
The Democratic People's Republic of Korea, or DPRK, sought to launch a ballistic missile into its eastern waters early Friday, but the attempt is estimated to have failed. The official declined to elaborate on the number, range, and type of the projectiles, saying details would be made known after further analysis. Reports said the projectiles are believed to have been mobile Musudan missile, which is allegedly capable of striking parts of the U.S. territory such as Guam and other reaches of Alaska. South Korea's military had dispatched an Aegis-equipped destroyer to the East Sea to detect and track the possible launch of mobile Musudan missile at or around the so-called Day of the Sun. The DPRK had reportedly deployed 1 to 2 mobile Musuda missiles about 3 weeks earlier to its eastern Wonsan area. If confirmed, it would mark the first time that Pyongyang test-fired Musuda missile and also the first time the country launched ballistic missiles from a mobile launcher. Reports said Pyongyang is known to have deployed around 50 mobile Musuda missiles.
О, еще одна пошла. О, красиво пошла, ебать. Что-то она опасно идет. Ой. Вот первый звук. Куда это она уебала, блядь? Хиру знает, на нас не вернется. Второй, смотри. Ох, ёб твою мать. Это вот это взорвалось. Это вот последнее, что... Да, это которая над нами взорвалась. Самоуничтожилась. Как ёбнет сюда, блядь. Она, по-моему, самоуничтожилась. Корабль сбивай. Корабль сбивай. Смотрите, 4 вышло. Вон там стоит? Да. Еще 4, еще, вон, видишь, 4 следа. Ага, только 4 вышло. Еще 4 должно. А сейчас могут быть позже, Михалыч. О, 3. А, там 2 было, здесь большой 4, вот 4. Блядь.
The Democratic People's Republic of Korea, or DPRK, sought to launch a ballistic missile into its eastern waters early.